Hey, welcome back. I'm Chris, and today we're going to talk about something very specific. Kids. Let's do this real quick. Now, if you have children, or you're planning on having children, or your brothers and sisters, or you're an aunt and uncle, whatever it is, if you have kids or are around kids, you may know what I'm talking about. And if you do, definitely leave a comment down below on maybe some ideas. Now, I find it very hard, especially now since my kids are young, to break away from them to get things done that I need to get done. I find myself sacrificing sleep just so that I can spend as much time as I can with them, and then when they're asleep, I'll do what I need to do. And in that sense, I suffer, and the things that I need to get done kind of suffer a little bit. So, question is, how do you break away from your kids? How do you say, hey, no, I can't do this with you right now because I need to get stuff done? And especially when, in one sense, I'm trying, specifically speaking of YouTube, I'm trying to build something here for us as a family, for them, but they can't grasp that concept quite yet. And it's hard for most people to grasp the concept because there's nothing really tangible going on here yet. You know, I'm thinking like 5 years out of doing all the hard work now to really build something that, well, you can tangibly say, hey, yes, we've built this. But how do you explain that to kids? How do you break away and say, you know what, I need a minute. You guys need to go do what you need to do. Am I spending too much time with my kids? There's always a thing over quality versus quantity of time. And that translates into YouTube as well, versus uploading every day versus uploading once a week and making maybe more of a quality video. It all depends what you're doing. But with kids, do they really grasp that concept? I mean, I know there's a lot of people that grew up where their parents were working all the time, and maybe they didn't have the quality of time with their parents, or maybe the few hours that they did spend with them, it was very good quality time. So what's your take on it? What was your experience in your childhood, or what's your experience now as you're a parent? Is it better to spend as much time as you can with your kids in the event of making some of those quality moments? Or is it good to, when you have only that short limited time, to make the most of it? Or is it a combination of both? Or is it just, it varies upon the parent and the kid to begin with? I don't know. This is all, I didn't read a book on this, put it that way. This is all new territory, although I've been doing it for X amount of years. Anyways, I'd love to hear your comments below, especially if you've dealt with something like this and, you know, you have some insight. Something that worked for you may work for somebody else, and that's the whole point of kind of sharing these ideas. But this is something very specific, especially if you don't have kids. But you never know. A couple years down the road, you might. So I think I've done way too much rambling for today.